The coronavirus has spread to South Africa, making it the 7th country on the continent that's been affected by the outbreak.
The last thing we need in South Africa is for this virus to hit the poor and those in need hardest and to hit the rich least, because it will exacerbate divisions in South Africa.
Authorities are deeply concerned that if the virus gets into the townships, it could spread like wildfire.
Panic is palpable out there in the streets, but I'm okay.
I'm trying to remember to breathe so that it doesn't become too panic-driven.
We're all feeling scared and we don't know what to do. We're figuring out things as we go.
Over the next 10 days, we can radically change the fate of this outbreak in South Africa.
We need to work together to flatten the curve, to slow the spread of new infections so that we don't overload our healthcare system.
To get involved, join our Facebook group called Cape Town Together right now.
I've just looked at the city of Cape Town's website. In all the statements they've issued, they've said nothing about informal settlements. In the many statements that they've issued, the disaster management, there's a statement about disaster management doing a soap donation drive. How are people going to use soap if they don't have water?
Let's just anticipate the worst, and as Jared just said, let's wait up until the announcement is made by the president.
How we had envisioned these cans working, like going onto the street, educating, doing supplies, may not work. Because if there's a street shutdown, you can't go help your neighbor in that way.
We anticipate that there would be fear. Is there a way that we could emphasize the fact that if we use a 21-day lockdown well, it is something that will foster solidarity and will bring the end to it?
I would like to bring this to a close, if that's okay with you all, so we can take a breather before the President's address.
The National Coronavirus Command Council has decided to enforce a nationwide lockdown for 21 days with effect from midnight on Thursday, the 26th of March.
The journey of some people in terms of accessing water so that we can get available. As soon as that gets started, I think we'll need the support from this team.
And the demand is simple, is that we want water before the lockdown, or no lockdown in informal settlements.
People are being infected now. We need a timeline in terms of when we must expect water in our community so that we can wash our hands using soap and water. But now we do have soap that we've bought with our money. We don't have water to wash our hands.
So kungoba sizawulinda kude kube nini na. Nakulonya kuphela asanda nanile island nihamba no boy.
Ungaqala ngokuvala ibhoda yasekhantrini, it means the worst is coming. Ngoku bayayibona still nabo abakenzima bathi basezawucinga abanawuthi even noba kungomso, at least ingomso sameka sure ukuba sifakile noba koJojo apha kwendawo zethu so long nisibanabo amanzi.
The city has to consider a range of health and safety and occupational health considerations before proceeding with the installation of any infrastructure.
You plan alone, plan ngam, plan wedwa. If we are planning, we must call as communities, plan together.
Now is not the time to be scoring political points. Now is the time for us to join hands and to respond to this. Because the virus has to get them to DA, has to get them to ANC, has to get them to song the virus. And that's what we must be responding to, Makabani. Amanda?
What we're trying to do as Cape Town Together is be a network in service of all the neighborhood cans and be a source that the public can trust and a source that the Department of Health can trust.
One of the key problems is that all of our organizations have been organized like as pyramids. So this idea of a centralized way of organizing almost always comes with a pyramid, with a hierarchy. Hierarchical systems are patriarchal systems. They have gatekeepers and they've got people who are in control of the narrative, and they tend to be men. And I think if we actually look across what's happened, the vast majority of people that have come into this network are actually women.
The threat of hunger and starvation has become a real issue for South Africa because of the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Hi guys, Pamela here. This is my mom cooking for our neighbors. So we decided to cook for our neighbors because we saw that people were hungry. Even though we were organizing them food parcels, we knew that the need for food was too much. So we started opening up 2 soup kitchens.
Just on our Google can, we managed to formulate a database of more than 2,000 households that really would be desperate during this lockdown period, especially around level 5, 4, and 3.
My name is Mzikona Mgede from the Langaken. We've been responding to COVID and also the second pandemic, which is food security and also hunger.
My name is Nadia Mayman. I'm a resident in Bontjevel. I'm one of the administrators for the Bontjevel Can.
My name is Ngosikona Sotboy. I am part of the Kailicha Can.
Welcome to Ocean View CCC. This is Ricochet van Rensburg. I'm Ramona Lam. And we would like to welcome you to our base.
Hi guys, I'm Natasha Nicholson. So basically I'm from the Lavendale Can, and this is also part of our volunteers sitting around, taking a break. So yeah, we're busy feeding the kids.
The Western Cape is now the epicenter of the country's COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to the latest national figures. It's officially overtaken Gauteng as the province with the most infections and deaths.
We have a crisis on our hands, and it's a deadly one. And at this point that we need to come together, whether you're rich or poor, because here's one disease that doesn't discriminate. Now, the urgency to organize our community came to the fore.
With our community and the food insecurity currently, it would be to our best advantage to start planting our own crop.
What we're doing here today is just rework and redo, and then hopefully next week we'll get some youth in to help with the cleanup, and by next Saturday we will be putting in some seeds, fingers crossed.
Being part of the Cape Town Together, it had showed that anyone can make a difference. No one was excluded, no one was told like there was something, there's all change too, and there's like partnership with another can. It just brought something different, something beautiful in our township.
For me, when I shared what I was doing with other people, and they're like, oh yeah, let me join a CAD. It was so great to be like, here's a link for Goodwood, or here's a link for that. South Africans aren't apathetic. It's not we don't care. I just think people were tired of the current way of being and existing, and this was just such a refreshing, great space to just get your hands in there, do what you can, and just really an inspiring space. So I love that.
Here there's an opportunity of building politics that people in communities resonate with. I don't have food now, how do I make sure that my neighbor has got food? Those have always been what's lacking in our activism, that the work we're doing is high there and affecting change in the system that we're in, but it hardly changes your life as an individual.
COVID is affecting everyone, and so we're all right now present to all of these issues, but it's also carried the inequalities right into privileged suburbs of Cape Town. And so even in Kenilworth, where I am, which is a wealthy part of the city, and my only hope is that the memory of that spurs something new in terms of solidarity.
The public sector is everybody's safety net. Everybody can get in a car accident and need an ambulance. Everybody can lose their job and need food distribution services. Those things can happen to anybody.
No one realizes how close they are to destitution in our economic system until a sustained crisis occurs. So we don't know if this COVID disaster is just the initial, if we're still in the crash period, and that there's actually going to be a prolonged depression that comes after this. This network needs to be something that can help build an alternative.
I believe that communities would have rallied around COVID-19 anyway. But we would have all been doing something in our small little pockets. I would also like to see when we emerge out of COVID, that we emerge as a unit, as a stronger South Africa, stronger neighborhoods, better empowered, because we've learned such a lot. And that is why it's important to be part of a bigger group, so that we can share ideas and learn from one another.
There would have been an unbelievable suffering if these community action networks were not formed. And to have been part of that, it was amazing.
COVID presents the opportunity for us to build a better society, to build stronger communities. South Africans have the ability to rally around in crisis. We are able to support one another.